Shalom, shalom. We're on live. Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, election night. Welcome everyone tonight for election night talk. I just want to, first of all, give glory to the creator of heaven and earth. And I just want to tell everyone this. Regardless of how the outcome is, don't panic, because everything is in the hands of the Most High. That's first and foremost. As a people, we've been through a lot in this land. We've been through a lot in this through slavery and everything else that you could think about. An election is not going to determine whether we survive or not. We've been surviving in this land for over 400 years. So I know everybody gets caught up on this election stuff, but I'm here to tell you, don't get caught up, because the Most High is the protector of us all. So, I mean, we could discuss the election. I'm here to discuss it. We could talk about it. If you think it's okay to vote, why you think it's not okay to vote, why do you think the way that you think, and we could just, we could do it up. I went out and voted. One of the reasons why I vote is not only am I quote unquote what they would say as an immigrant, because I wasn't born in this land, but I also vote for, and I've explained this before, I vote because of what our forefathers have gone through in this land, and some of them laid their lives on the line, like Dr. Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers. You got people like Rosa Parks. You got people like, all the civil rights fighters who put their lives on the line to die for us to be able to take this vote. So whether you voted for, Hillary, Donald Trump, Gary Johnson, Gillibrand, is people gave their lives in order for you to be able to do that. So I think is our responsibility to continue that. And with everything that we see, like in North Carolina, where it was found unconstitutional, what they were doing down there, where they were trying to suppress the vote, try to close down some early voting stations and things of that sort, and the ID thing, and in some states it was passed. I believe a state like Indiana, someone like that. Now you had to have voter IDs. Your ID, your regular driver's license didn't suffice. You had to go out and take out voter IDs, and they knew that would affect more quote unquote minorities or people of color. So those are the things that we have to watch out for. Some people are adamant against anything that has to do with the government or taking part of it, and that's fine and well. That's everyone's opinion and how they feel about certain things. And like I said, I have nothing against how you might feel about certain things. But I do feel like that, like, we have a responsibility, and we have a responsibility to our forefathers, our ancestors in this land, who have given up their lives in order for us to have the right to do this. And that's my opinion. Don't kill me. Don't try to, go crazy on me. I'm just giving you my opinion on how I see things, because I think it's imperative for us as a people of color to do this. So at this time we have the early exit polls are coming in. So I have it open, right behind me, and I see, they looking at some Senate races, and basically you got Trump they're projecting Trump to win Kentucky and Indiana. He has like 18 electoral votes. How this work is the electoral votes, the college. That's how you actually pick a president. You could win the popular vote, meaning you could get more votes than your opponent and still lose the presidency. And that's because of the system that they have set up. It's not according to the popular vote, but it's according to the electoral college vote. So certain states have more than others because certain states are more populated. Certain cities are more heavily populated than others, and that's how that works. So that's what they're looking for tonight. I'd like to give a shout out to my brother Sharif Anel Bey, who is an advocate for Black people to get out there and make a difference in the vote more on the local level. He advises to vote more on the local level and control your politics in that manner. So I'm here. I don't know if anyone wants to join me. If you want to join me on the panel, if you want to get on Google Hangout with me and join me on the panel, just hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and I'll definitely link you up so you could get on and we could talk about what's going on tonight. So I'm just here tonight, just trying to. I was supposed to have a couple of people on the panel with me, and I guess they'll join on as the night goes along. Maybe some of them are voting and trying to get certain things done. As you can see in the background, I'm trying to do some work in here. I got the elliptical machine out. The elliptical machine is out. Now they're looking at Florida. They're projecting Florida after 2%. They got Donald Trump ahead there, but they haven't brought up all the votes in Florida yet. Virginia, Hillary Clinton is ahead with 1% of the votes in. So we just watching and seeing what's going on. But like I said at the beginning, at the top of the show, that regardless of who wins, I know some people are worried about whether Donald Trump wins and how it's going to fare for Black people. We've fared in this country for over 400 years, with the grace of the Most High, and the Most High having mercy upon us. We've been okay. It's no worse than when we were in the antebellum South and things of that nature, and our forefathers survived it. So Most High is going to look out for us, and we can't forget that. We also have to remember that there's a God who will always be there with us and protect us. But like I always say, it has to get worse before it gets better. Maybe we could share the link. Phantom 2K10, if presidents are selected and not elected, how can our vote count? They're put in this voting system to make it appear that we have a say and we have power to elect whoever we want to elect. In a way, not in a way, but you're absolutely right. And that's why, and speaking to my brother Sharif Bey, he always speaks about having more of an impact on the local level because you get more things done rather than on the executive level, which is the presidential seat, because the president really doesn't run anything. So I get that point, and I surely do understand it. So type in your questions. Type in your, what you want to say and what you want to do, what you want to talk about. Let's talk about what's going on. You could give me updates, percentages of what's going on. I know everybody is into it. Maybe I won't stay on too long because maybe people won't join in. Maybe I won't stay on too long. So I'll check and see what's going on. So the early votes are coming in. So let me share the link. Make sure everybody knows that we're on. If you could share the link also. Anybody that's interested in coming on and being on the panel, just let me know. That way, we could get rolling. How is the stream? Is the stream good? Just want to know if the stream is good. For everyone out there, is the stream good? Trying to find. Doesn't seem like my mouse is working over here. Trying to paste something over here and it's not working. All right, let me see what's going on here. You know, this is what happens when your kids change up all your settings. And once they change up your settings, you're like stuck because you don't know what they've done. I'm here trying to right click to paste something on my social media, and I can't right click. It won't pop up. Unbelievable. This is what I have to go through. This is what I have to go through. All right, let me close out some of this stuff over here. So let me see here. Shalom, shalom. Just bear with me for a second. I'm trying to share the link. If you could share the link, please do so also. All right. No, my son does something like this. Wow. Nope. Think I did something wrong here. See, the new generation, they know how to do this stuff. I got to cancel this. All right, how do you paste? Got to see what's the symbol for pasting on my Mac. Here we go. Oh, here it goes. I got it now. All right. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second here. Copy. Learn how to paste. So now what we see here, so in Florida, it's a close race with Hillary and Donald, 50 to 47%. So that's 29 electoral votes that they trying to divvy up there. So the number is 347-622-9090. 347-622-9090. You want to give me a call? 347-622-9090. 347-622-9090. For everybody out there that would like to come on and talk about what's going on tonight. For anyone. All right. So at this moment, they're watching the polls and trying to project how everything is going to look for everyone out there. So just trying to see what's going on tonight. Just give me a call if you want to chime in, or you could type in. You could write in anything. Shalom, shalom. Azaria Yasharal. Yes, I don't know if I could post it in here, if it allow me to post it, or maybe they do. That's the link right there. I posted it. Anybody who wants to discuss, anybody who wants to talk, we could talk about it. Your pros, your cons, your do's, you don't. If you don't think it's a good idea for us to vote, if you feel like the system has failed us and us voting makes no difference, I want to hear your opinion. 347-622-9090. 347-622-9090. Let me know how the stream is looking, if the stream is good or if it's choppy. How is my stream coming across for everyone out there? How is my stream coming across for everyone out there? Let me know what's going on with my stream. So 347-622-9090. Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. That's what's happening right now. Florida is looking like neck to neck right now, with 23% of the votes in. So that's going to be a tight race right there. VA not looking too good for Clinton at this moment. So, but that's only with 2% of the stuff in. That's right, Chris. I'm getting a phone call here from Michigan. Shalom, shalom. Who am I speaking to?
This was I was just on the line.
Hey, how you doing? You on the air right now, my brother. How you doing?
Okay, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. Toda ya.
What I want to say is that with this election and everything, that we really need to start coming together and unite as a people and standing together. I know we should have been united anyway, but then, in this time, we see that a lot of people are just jumping on the bandwagon of voting. People, it's just that they don't understand. But I think we need to come to knowledge of the truth, and that's what needs to be known. But with the Clinton and Trump campaign, I think everyone wants to jump on the Clinton bandwagon, because they're looking for someone to save them out of their trouble or poverty, whatever's going on. But I don't see it like that. I see it that it might be good for a minute, but I think things are going to change drastically. And I don't know how, but it just don't look too good. But but our hope is not in that. Our hope is in the mighty Yah, created heaven and earth. But it's just that people, it's like a wake up call. It really is. It really is a wake up call. It's you can almost sense it, in the area. That's what me. I think it's just that people really need to come together and unite as one. That's my thing.
Okay, I agree absolutely with that. But what do you say for the people who say, well, even regardless of that, we still, what about the people, like somebody like me who believes that you have people that have lost their lives for the right for us to vote. What do you say to a person like me who believes that and feels like we owe it to those people like Dr. Martin Luther King, the Rosa Parks, the Medgar Evers of the world, that we should go out just so that their blood wasn't shed in vain? What do you say to a person like me, and how would you respond to that?
I would respond. I think it's a conviction of an individual, the conviction, because it's all personal. It's a personal thing. It's not really a corporate thing. It's more of an individual, because we're voting ourselves when we go.
Right.
I think it's just that when I think of that, the Parks and the Martin Luther King and people that died, I think they knew what they knew in that time.
Right.
That time frame.
Right.
But things have changed drastically since then.
Okay.
And a lot has happened, and it's just that it's a mindset, I believe, and I think people are more angry than anything now today than they were then. But they were, but it's just that they wanted to make that connection. They wanted to make that right.
Right.
They wanted their change to come.
Right.
But it seemed like it might have came for a minute, but it seemed like the tables turned again. I don't know if it was the mindset of the people or at that time. From now, I just don't know. But I think it's an individual conviction of how they believe and what they believe.
Okay. Okay, thank you, my brother, and I appreciate the call. We're here to discuss. We're here to talk. So everyone's, opinion and views are accepted. Okay. And I really appreciate your call, my brother.
Thank you.
Shalom, shalom. That's our brother Azaria, I believe. Azaria. Let me make sure I get his name right. Azaria, yes, from Michigan. But the number is 347-622-9090. If you'd like to call in and chime in, it definitely will. It's definitely I'm waiting for that, for everyone to call in. We create a contact here for our brother. We create a contact here for him. Every time I get a new number, I gotta lock it in. Make sure I get this name right. Zaria. So I'm getting a call from California here. So shalom, shalom, and who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Eliana Batya.
Shalom, Eliana Batya. How are you doing, my sister?
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great.
Okay. I wanted to just say that
just can you do me one little favor? Just mute your computer. Yeah, mute your computer in the background.
Because I can hear the beat.
Oh, all right. All right.
Okay. Sorry. So yeah, I just wanted to say that this election is so important because I really believe that whoever is in power is going to be used by the Most High. We're just about to come to the end of our 400 years of slavery here in this land, our diaspora.
Okay.
So, the slave trade got kicked off in 1619. In 2019, it makes that 400 years. So whoever is in power, the Most High is going to use that person to either be a benevolent ruler that's going to let us go free, or it's going to be another Pharaoh, and the Most High is going to show his wonders on these nations that won't let us go. But I believe that we're coming out. So we're going to see some big changes. And so whoever is in power is the person that the Most High is going to use as that leader as he's bringing us out of our captivity.
Okay. So in terms of our 400 years are up, whichever one is 2019, and that as far as you know, it doesn't matter which one of them get elected, the Most High is going to start shaking and moving things for us to get back to the land.
Correct. But I kind of believe Trump is going to be the Pharaoh. I'm not sure, but I kind of have a feeling it's going to be Trump.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be Trump. It could be, but I'm leaning towards it's going to be Trump.
Right. I mean, it's very possible that he could win. It's not a foregone conclusion. And my thing is, is either way. As Israelites, I just feel like we should be involved, and the reason why I say that is I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier, is that I feel that we have people who lost their lives in order for us to have this right to do this, whether some people feel like it doesn't help, or whether it helps. I just feel like, you know, Martin Luther King and people like this, they shouldn't have, you know, I don't want them, I don't want us to make it seem like they lost their lives in vain, and us having the right to, or supposedly the right to go out and vote, that we don't go, that we don't do that. You know, we all.
I believe you're right. That's correct. We should be voting. We should be making our voices known. We should be praying to the Most High for the decision of who we vote for.
Right.
And we should get out and vote because we've earned the right to do this.
Right. Right. And that's the only thing that I'm for. I don't care who you vote for. If you want to vote for Trump, I mean, that's your prerogative. I feel like there's just a lot of people out there with like negativity towards it, and I feel like those are the people who sometimes can't vote because of certain situations, so they make everyone else feel like they're wrong for voting, and I just feel like that's wrong. You know, if you don't agree with voting, or you're going to protest and not vote, then that's your prerogative. You also have that, you know, if you don't want to do it. But I don't think that you should make people feel guilty or like they've done something wicked or evil for voting. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I totally agree with you.
Right.
Yeah, they should. You know, most of us that are voting, we're adults, or we should be. So we should have the right to make an adult decision. We should get out. We should exercise that power. You know, Black Lives Matter. You know, we're Hebrews. They're trying to take away everything we have, but the Most High is waking us up. So we do have the right. And while we're in this nation or any other nation, we need to be full participants, full citizens. We need to exercise our political authority, our spiritual authority. You know, we just need to function. And we know we're being mobilized. We know we're being gathered. We know we're coming out. But while we're here, we need to do everything we can to set an example for our children. And when we go back to our land, we're still going to have to function. We're going to have to hold office. We're going to have to do what we were doing, you know, our ancestors were doing, which were holding power, political power, spiritual power, religious power.
Right.
We're still going to have to function in these ways. You know?
Absolutely.
So we need to do what we are trained to do here.
Right.
So when we get back to the land, we're going to be building our nation again. Now, every hand is needed, all of our knowledge, everything that we've learned, except we know who we are, and we belong to the Most High. We're going to be following His laws and His commandments. So, you know, He has us here for a reason. All of this has been for a reason. Right. So we need to function right now, and people need to get out and vote. They need to cast their vote.
It's so interesting that you spoke about our forefathers doing certain things, and when they were in the lands of their captivities. Like, for example, Joseph, you know, when he was in Egypt, he was second in command. He was like a vice president. And like Daniel, who was in Babylon, and he was also like second in command down there. So we have examples, and you got Mordecai during the Persian Empire. He was also down there with Ahasuerus, and they took on positions of power, political positions of influence. So I think as God's people, we also have to be smart and see how we could infiltrate and get in these positions of power in order to control certain things. Because we're in captivity, it does not mean that we cannot seek a position of power or get in a position of power to be able to influence the powers that be, in order to speed up our return back into the lands promised to us, or promised to our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So I just think that that's essential, and we're not, sometimes, you know, we get so radicalized with our thoughts and our ideas that we don't think about the simple things and the things that are feasible and pragmatic for us to get into certain positions and be able to control and be able to speed up this process. All these things, you know, when who was it? It was Ezra, and I can't remember who it was. Ezra with Cyrus, when Cyrus sent the people back to rebuild the temple. Like, these were all, you know, these were all people that were in political positions and political seats. So, you know, Thank you. And you spoke about the Black Lives Matter. Did you see the video with Robert Neal Thompson? Did you see that? The Donald Trump supporter?
I didn't see that one. I need to check it out.
All right, I'm going to share a screen right now, and I need you to just listen and tell me what you think about this. I just want to share the screen with everyone. I want to play this video, and y'all let me know what you think about this. And let me first find it. Gotta find it first. Give me 1 second here. So how are things going out in California? Your polls, they haven't closed out there yet, right?
No, they're not gonna close until 3 hours after the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
We're 3 hours behind you guys.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm trying to encourage people. I've been on Facebook since this morning, trying to encourage people to get out and vote, tagging people, sending them messages, calling them, trying to get the people to get out and vote. I have people saying stupid stuff like, "Oh, our vote doesn't matter anyway." I'm like, you can't you can't win unless you play in the game. You know that your vote matters or not. Just do it. Be active, be proactive.
Right.
So I've been doing my part today.
Right. So now, this actual thing right here. You know what? Give me 1 second. Let me upload it on my. I'm going to upload it on my laptop so that you guys can hear it. Because if I do it from this computer right here, I'm not going to be able. You guys are not going to be able to hear it. So I'm going to upload it from my laptop. 1 second here. And then you could go back and look at the actual video. I'm going to put the link to the video right underneath here so that you guys can look at it. But I'm going to just play the audio on my laptop. That way you guys can hear exactly what I heard today. And I uploaded it on my Uzi Alewi channel so everyone could go check it out. But I really want y'all to hear this. And since you spoke about Black Lives Matter, let's hear what this guy had to say about Black Lives Matter. Now, this incident happened in Memphis, Tennessee. I think it's Memphis, Tennessee. That's what it is, right? Memphis, Tennessee. And this was on Sunday, and it's between two motorists, a Caucasian motorist and a brother. And let's hear the Caucasian motorist and what he has to say. I want everybody to just.
Trump all the way. Trump. Hey,
Can you hear
it? Because Black lives don't matter. There ain't no proof. Just because you say something don't mean nothing. Wow. Hey, check it out. If Black lives matter, hey, I'm talking for you. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Sir, yeah, Black. So Black lives don't matter. You got a problem in traffic. No, Black lives don't matter. No, the problem with traffic was you were right behind me, sped up and drove around me, jumped in front of me, and made me slam on my brakes at a light. That makes you a nigger. Oh, that proves. Check it out. That proves that Black lives don't matter. Hey, no. If you have a sign, if you have a subject, you tell me why Black lives matter. You tell me why. How? You know what matter means? Is something makes a difference. And let me tell you something. Hey, check it out. Martin Luther King. Black lives didn't matter. Black lives didn't matter. King died for a purpose. And you know what's the very first episode of Boondocks? Because he walks around ashamed of the people with the flat bill hats like you and the people that can't even keep their pants up. Really? Yeah, you put it on Facebook. I don't care. You're a punk that lives off social media. I don't even have a social media account. You know why? Because white lives matter. Do that. I appreciate you sharing me your life story, sir. What life story? Hey, let me handle it. What was my life history? Was there anything of anybody's past, or are you just another nigger that doesn't understand anything? Apparently, you teach me about. I'll teach you anything. I'll teach you anything. Teach me a little bit more about black people. Black people were bought to buy a contract, and we got ripped off because y'all should have got returned when there was evidence and proof that y'all couldn't do anything. So because y'all live off welfare. No. Let me answer your question, nigga. What makes you think I'm a black person? Because you look like and you drive like a nigger. That's why. You have a flat little hat. Even white people are niggers to me. Some Mexicans. Wow, what? Hey, if you mean wow, what is the definition of a nigger? Is it black skin? I don't use the word nigger. No, what is the definition? Is it a word? Yes, sir. Okay, but what is the definition? What is the definition? Apparently, you gonna tell me. No, I'm asking you. I've already told you what a nigger is. It's people who have flat bill hats, can't keep their pants up, and put other people's lives in danger on the streets, cutting them off in traffic. That's a nigger. Somebody who they don't matter. Okay. I have a family in my car, and you know what? We matter because you know what I mean. You're going around putting people's lives in danger, and then you want to follow.
So the brother became a nigger because apparently or supposedly off in traffic and stopped in front of him, and he had to make a sudden stop. So the brother became a nigger. This guy's name is Robert Neal Thompson. He's from Memphis, Tennessee, and he just went on a racist rant. And he's a Trump supporter because at the beginning of the video he goes, Trump, 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 Trump. I mean, I don't know what that meant. You know, if you get into an altercation with someone about them cutting you off or you speaking to them, it's not why would a political candidate be relevant at that point? But it just shows you the climate that Donald Trump created, in the midst of everyone. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're witnessing right here. So when you get a chance, is in my under the description under races rant. You could click the video, click the link, and you could watch the video and be able to see what's going on underneath there. All right. I don't want to play the whole thing because I would want everyone to see it, and since everyone can't see it, it will be hard for me to show it to everyone. So thank you once again for calling us, Sister Eliana, and bless you, my sister.
Thank you so much. Shalom.
Shalom. There you have it. Black lives don't matter. That's what the guy was saying. Black lives don't matter. It's funny to me. I mean, that guy was composed. The video is about 2 more minutes long. I mean, you can look at it. It's ridiculous, what our people have to go through. But it is what it is. Is our reality, what we live under. And I know most of you would have gotten out that car and went ballistics on this idiot, but in some ways I think the brother kind of did what was right at that moment, because just to capture that moment, it was so important for him to capture that moment. And I felt like that was that was necessary at that point for him to capture that moment. So I don't know if you have any more of you out there that want to call. The number is 347-622-9090. 347-622-9090. Please call in if you have a few words, if you have something to say. Shalom to Phantom 2K10, Azaria Yasharal, Tamar Bat Yisrael, Naya Yisrael, Eliana Bat Yah, Augustus Kane, and Silas Costa. I be trying to make these names so English, and all I have to do is say it in Spanish. Costa. Like Costa Rica. Out there. 347-622-9090. I just wanted to, link in with the people and be involved with the people as we're doing this, and we could go through this stuff together. At this point, the polls are coming in, the exit polls, the early exit polls, and you see certain things going on, and they really can't tell, they can't call it this early, but whatever it is, whoever wins, our trust is in the Most High, and we always put our trust in the Most High. So it's, you know, it's no, it makes no difference. I wish I could get my brother. I could get my brother up from Panama because he's so emotional about this. My brother, he doesn't do Torah. He's he is an American citizen though, but he lives in Panama. And he's so animated about these elections. You know, he feels like it's the end of the world. I wish I could get you guys to hear him because he's so emotional with it. Let me see if I could contact him. Let me ask him. Give me 1 second here. His emotion, I just love his emotion when it comes to what he speaks about this. I was just in Panama for a week last week, and this thing was worrying this guy, and I had to keep telling him, man, you need to stop worrying so much. As servants of the Most High, we look at things more on the side of the Creator, and you know, we don't put our trust in men. We always put it, if you're a true servant of Yah, you put your trust in the Creator. So, but he's so like caught up in it that he gets like so worked up. And I love that spirit of my brother in it. You know, maybe I don't know. I could call some people. Let me see who I could call here. Been trying to link up with my brother Zion Lex all day. I don't know if he's busy or something, but let me give him another dial. See what he's up to. Shalom, shalom, family. Yehuda Yisrael. Shalom. The number to call in is 347-622-9090. 347-622-9090. That's for everyone that would like to chime in and call in to the show. Thus far, we've had a good conversation. I keep getting his voicemail. No, he got a new phone, and I don't know if that phone is working properly. So switch from Android to iPhone. I told him bad idea. On Facebook, I told him he don't know what he just did. Have lost control totally. So, well, yes, the number is 347-622-9090. Not going to keep y'all too long. Just want to have some dialogue, you know, spend some of this time with y'all and talking about this election. For those of you that would like to talk about it, definitely just wanted to spend some time with you guys. So if you guys don't got much to say, I'm trying to still get in contact with my brother here. And I think till I get in contact with him, then I'll see what he wants to do. Should be fun though, just to hear his emotion. Number is 347-622-9090. 347-622-9090. Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. What is your opinion? What do you think as a community? What should we do? Should we vote? Should we not vote? What is your reasoning for voting or not voting? How do you feel about the current situation and the climate of the country? What do you feel about the future for us, and which way should we be heading? These are all questions that I have. For all of us out here. So, what is going on with all of you out there? Down to 2 viewers here. Let me see. He's overactive on I'm talking about my brother here. He's overactive on WhatsApp. I'm trying to get him to join me. Let me see if I could give him a call and see if he joins in. I want to give him a call. I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's see what's Adio, what's going on, brother?
What's up?
Hey, I got you live on the air here. I wanted to hear your opinion on this. You can hear me?
Yeah, what?
No, I have you live on the I'm doing the live stream right here on YouTube about the election, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. Opinion on today's election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
Okay. I believe that today is very important, not only for our people in the United States. It's very important for the world in general. Making a big stride to look forward the vision. The Wall Street right now, as the big exchange house in the world, is waiting. Is uncertain to see who's going to win.
Okay.
That means the whole economy in the whole world is waiting. Panama, people asking, people calling, people chanting on the street to find out who's going ahead, who is behind. Very important. It's very important. The United States, especially that we have a Donald Trump that he is not having any knowledge of foreign politics, and also don't have no knowledge on other issues that may be relevant to become a president. And on the other hand, we have a Hillary Clinton that she's more knowledgeable, but a lot of people think she's not a very trustful person. And all those ingredients are very, very uncomfortable for the whole nation. So we hope that whoever win, and I really pull for Hillary, whoever win today can bring the country together.
Okay.
Because as of right now, the country is not together. The country has divided.
Okay, so
that's my opinion.
That's your opinion. So you saying that because I have you streaming here live on YouTube, so and I got some viewers and some listeners. So you're saying that even down in Panama, that people feel like they will be affected by whoever wins, whether it's Hillary or whether it's Donald Trump?
Yeah, I mean, they passing news right now on local channel like TVN Canal 2, Telemetro, on the local channel. They constantly put in the election. Actually, they have a panel of experts in U.S. government or foreign affairs, and they never did that before. So they were really concerned about, because we have very close tie with the United States. We have the Canal of Panama. We have a trade commerce exchange with the United States, and they are very look into all those details, make sure whoever win doesn't affect those treaties or those trades. So people are taking this really serious.
Okay. So you're looking at it more from a broad perspective on a national level, and the things and the foreign policies that will affect the people of Panama. Although you also are an American citizen, you served in the U.S. military, but you're
I'm looking in both perspective, because by me being an American and also being a veteran, I had a very close tie to the United States. My kids still in the United States, my family is still in the United States, and my brother is still in the United States. So it is a mixed sentiments on all this situation. And I'm be honest with you, I think for the good of the nation, we need someone that have the experience on political affairs. They have the experience on all these political economical issues, not only economical, because we need a politician in the White House, and Donald Trump is not a politician. He in many occasions he get ladders to with the media, so he's not a politician. He probably just an entrepreneur or a businessman, but he's not a politician.
okay. All right. Thank you, bro. And I appreciate your time tonight. And I know you want to get back to watch the TV, so I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, I just want to say hello to all the people in the U.S. and your friends. And okay, this is very good. We gaining everything that we experience today. We gaining no matter what. We gaining. Why? Because for the first time, I see the United States concerning on their leaders, concerning on politics, concerning on the future, and that is right now is winning.
Thank you very much. All right, Ariel, I'll speak to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, that was my brother Ariel. He doesn't, he doesn't do Torah, but just giving you a national perspective on, he said how people feel in Panama, how he's looking at things, and that's a outside perspective. That's not an Israel perspective. So don't kill him and don't go crazy. He's giving you his perspective from what he see, and not really doing Torah. But I know he's passionate about it. Let me call some more people and see how they feel about this. Let me call some friends. Let me call some people here. Let me see. Not this guy. Let me see. Let me call Chief Kohath. Let's see what he's talking about. See what Chief Kohath talking about. Let me call some of the elders, see what they talking about. Everybody, I think everybody is listening to the elections. Let me see what Maury Yiftach is doing. Just trying to get everybody's opinion, see how they flowing tonight. Moray picks up for me tonight. I think everyone is glued to the TV. I just wanted to have a little conversation with all of us to see how we would.
The call has been forwarded
You see?
to an automated voice.
Everybody is glued to the TV. Everybody is glued to the TV. That's good too. That's fine. I get it. No one wants to be bothered. But I wish we could have a discussion about this, you know, where everybody chiming in and speaking their position and how they feel about what's going on tonight. I thought it would be like more people out and speaking, but it's cool. It's cool. I'm not complaining. It's cool with me. That's cool. This time I'm going to just trying to share this link with someone else. Chat. Let me see. Brother, chat. All right. Just share it with him. So okay. Gonna see here. The number is 347-622-9090. Well, that's how, you know, that's how it rolls. The southern states are usually roll. The Midwest and stuff like that goes Republican. The East Coast, the Northern East, and you know, California and places like that, they usually in the West Coast is supposedly liberal states, and those are where most of the electoral colleges are. Chief Koaf is giving me a call. Shalom, Chief. I got you live on the air. How you doing, Chief?
I'm good. Thank God. What's up?
I was just calling you. I'm doing a show tonight on Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, and just wanted to see your opinion on what you think about today's election. How do you feel about it in reference to, you know, how important is it? Is it really important? Is it not? Should we be voting as Israelites, or should, you know, or we shouldn't be voting? Like, what's your opinion on it?
In view of all the ups and downs that's been going on in the election, and how it's turning out, and how it's been turned out in the way that the people that run this country have been doing things, my view on it is you can see the real European American in his glory, how they do things. They're not that nice like they're portrayed to be. That's one of the main fact that I want to point out, that they're not that, they have what we call embarrassed us as a people because of our color and because we came here as a punishment, wishing they don't know about it, but they have made us look like we are the only one that have nasty mannerism and that act real evil against each other, but they do the same thing too because of people.
Right.
So we can see that they're real people, the way they're treating each other, just in this election.
Right.
You know, the guy that's running for president, the Donald, he's just a product of this country.
Right.
And that's how they speak when they're among each other.
Right.
The thing about it with this guy here, that he since he's a millionaire, he blatantly speaks without any reserve, any reservation. So they don't like that because it shows who they really are.
Right.
They would like him to put a little sugar. If he had only put a little sugar in it, he would have all the whole Senate, Republican Senate, at his side. But he decided to act like a spoiled black millionaire, and he don't respect no one, and that's why they backing off from him, because they want us to believe that they're not like that.
Right.
But they are the same way the way he is.
Right.
So they want him was to put a little sugar in it, and he said, hell no, I'm going to put salt and vinegar in it.
That's right.
Now, don't get me wrong about the other person that's running. She's not no angel or no Saint Mary or one of them, what you call Mother Teresa. She's not a Mother Teresa now.
Right.
She's not a Mother Teresa. She is one of those that will throw the stone and hide her hand.
Right.
Because when we're not listening to her, she calls a super predator.
Right.
You know, like Jurassic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she called a super predator. The only super predator that I know is Jurassic.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only super predator I know. One is Jurassic. He's a super predator.
Right.
So she have her own way of doing things behind closed door, but they're all the same.
Right.
Some of us might think that we don't have to vote, but that's an enactment that we need to do. We need, you know, in this instant, we needed was to go to the poll.
Right.
You know, because if by just going to the poll, you rather she get the seat than he get the seat. Because I'm telling you the truth, once if he get that seat, you gonna see 1950 all over again in this country.
Right.
And we're not ready for that type of bereavement and that type of struggle.
Right.
We're not ready for that because they already been speaking to them down south that if he lose, don't bring up no arms and no harm nothing, because he been throwing out that word of that the election is rigged, the election is rigged, the election is rigged. So he been throwing that out all the time. So them redneck down south might believe him and take violent action.
Right.
Yeah, they might take, because I've seen in the news yesterday there was a contingency of European American going around and trying to pacify the masses that are Trump side, and telling them that, you know, if he lose, you know, it's just one of those things, and we should ice up the violence, and we should come to consensus because we all American, and they're trying to pacify the people. Myself, imagine they're trying to pacify these people, and if nobody speak to them, I guess they'll resort to violence.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure that we should a 15th Amendment rights, because it was enacted in 1870 and we didn't get the vote until 1965.
Okay.
Over 95 years after we can vote.
Right.
And the thing about it that pisses me off with the Supreme Court, that they stand idle by the Constitution and make the southern state then make blacks to vote.
Right.
And the Constitution, the 15th Amendment says that no, it should be not abridged. In other words, you can't change it. No federal law, no state can change it. And they change it. They make sure that blacks can vote at the 95th century.
Right.
So, and the Supreme Court didn't do nothing to stop that.
Right.
So what is showing me that this country really part with the laws that they put forth when it comes down to blacks.
Right.
They change the rule of the game in all the time when it comes down to blacks. They don't give a darn about it.
Right.
They don't care about it because, like I said, I remember the teaching that you gave about the national anthem. When he started the national anthem, we were slaves. So that all of the brave and a lot of the free wasn't for us yet.
Right, it wasn't. You right?
Yeah, we wasn't part of that yet. We wasn't free, we were slaves.
Right.
So I like I said, after this election, people need to start voting for governor, senator, judges, assemblymen, judges. That we need to leave the presidential election alone and stay focused on the state.
Local election. Local elections.
Putting enough people in the state, all people in the state will do better.
Right.
We do better. We need to go back our assemblymen, our senators, our judges, our governors very hard, strong in that.
Right.
Because that's what will make us uplift us in this diaspora.
Right.
You know, because we can see that in the president's seat, anything can go bad. Because right now, if she and him tie, it's going to depend on the Supreme Court to see who becomes the president.
Right.
The Congress. So that's tricky.
Right.
That's tricky. That's very tricky.
Right.
So, you know, we see with Bush already.
Right.
That he won that to the Supreme Court. So you know, that's the way they play out the voting in this country is very subtle. It's very tricky. I think this is the third country that does. Very common about this. This is the third country that does that. What you call college electoral vote.
Right.
Now, every other country is one man, one vote.
Right.
Yeah, every other country in the world is one man, one vote. But
Right.
they knew what they were doing because they figure blacks rose to a popularity second to none, and they didn't want that.
Right.
They didn't want that because I think when I may be mistaken, I think when Reagan ran, Jesse ran, and Jesse beat him in popularity.
Right.
Jesse Jackson beat him in the popularity. He beat him with the electoral vote, but Jesse Jackson beat him. The same thing with Hillary with Obama. She beat him in the popularity vote.
Right.
Yeah. So that you know. So I see where they had it all set up in a way that will happen in our time, but then we still had Obama in office for eight years.
Right.
Well, like I said, I'm watching closely the outcome of this election because this election go open grounds for a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know, even though if she wins, you still have that presence of Planned Parenthood involved because she supports that.
Right.
Yes, he supports women abortion hard. She go hard for that.
Right.
And that's part of the diminishing of our population.
Right.
Yeah, because our sisters are number one going to that butchery.
Right.
Yeah, our sisters are number one going to that butchery.
Right.
You know, and she supports that very hard. He don't support that.
Right.
You know, he don't support that. But so like I said, if he had a softer tone and he was less arrogant and more try to be a people person, he'd be the president tomorrow.
Right.
Because one of the things that I like what he says, and which is true, guys, if you live here, you want good for the country. If you have to be a fool to live here and want bad for the country.
Right.
You know, your children are here and your parents are here. You can't want bad for this country. You want this country to always to be at the up and up. So one of the things that I like about it when he says that most of the companies that we had here, they're gone. They go to China or Mexico.
Right.
And we don't have much factory in this place anymore.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things that hurt the country a lot, that we don't have no factory here anymore like before.
But
and factories factory's job.
Right.
The Jews that came here when the factory of sewing opened, they were sewing.
Right.
The long trade of sewing.
Right.
And maybe we as a people need to learn to sew.
Right.
And stay out of those stores that selling material that fitted here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We need to learn to sew, because the Jews, they got into that textile dude, and they brought that with them, and they sewed. They had a lot of sewing going on. They got the garment district, and that will help. That help us. You have the mechanic shops and all those type of stuff going out in this country. So
right.
Everybody can't work in the office.
Right.
Can't work in the office as a people right now, because we're very skillful with our hands. Right. Not that we can't grasp the math or the science of this country. We can do that, but we are a people with our hands. Right. Right. Yeah, we are always, and don't get me wrong, because maybe people might, by listening to me, I might think it's wrong, but we are good at everything that because of the best people. Right. We are good at everything. Right. Okay? We are good at everything, and I know we are good at everything because I see young people in the train, 6 and 5 years old, texting and talking at the same time. Nobody can do that. I said, nobody can do that. I see young black girls and young black boys in the train texting and talking at the same time. Nobody can do that. Right. Right. Because that's what come like when we blacks. Right. Nobody, no intelligent person can do what them young people do with that computer. She texting and she talking at the same time. I said, my goodness. And it's not like she having a big computer that you can see where the keys are. It's a small phone. Right. And all she knows is pressing the right key. But that's the kind of intellectual knowledge that we have. As anything that we put forth to do, we did good. Because we are blessed people. Right. Right. We are blessed people. That's one of the great things that people need to understand. That the brother that born here and those that came from the Caribbean side or from the Latin American side, we are blessed people. That's one. Right. And everything that we put our hands to, we can do better. Right. Because we are God people. Number one, we are God people. Right. And anything that we do good. Anything. So, like I said, I'm paying attention to the election, and the night of paycheck, a night of watching, because everybody glued to the TV. Right. Everybody glued to the TV. Everybody's glued to the TV because everybody's trying to see the outcome of what's going to take place here. Because everybody want to wake up in the morning and say, who's going to be president of this country? Who's going to run this country for 4 years? Right. I mean, either way, it affects us, just living here. Either way it goes, Yeah, either way it does affect us living here. Right. Because, like I said, we are not privy to the things that the people around this country get. Right. We're not privy to nothing that you're actually going to have your little millionaire here that sing 2 rap songs and this guy over here. Yeah, all right, we're going to have, but we still a minority. Right. We still a minority because there's plenty of bread out there. There's plenty of million out there. Right. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of billion out there. There's guys that racking 47 billion, Bloomberg. Right. That's billion, that's million. So, there's a lot of money out there that needs to be grasped by us, but we don't have it like that. So either way it go, we still gonna be to the bottom of the totem pole. Right. Because we need to understand that we came here as a punished people, and we are the product of those that came here in chain and a yoke of iron around the neck. That's right. Yeah, we need to understand that we are the product. We are the product of those people that came here naked and in want of all things, and a yoke of iron around the neck. We are the offspring of those people. Right. So we will always bite and claw and scrape and grab in this country because you're talking about a nation within a nation.
Right.
Yeah, and Pharaoh knew that. Pharaoh knew that right off the bat. He knew that there was a nation within a nation.
Right. Right.
And they know that too. They're very intelligent in that White House. They know that there's a nation within a nation.
Right.
They definitely know that. They know that we don't belong. They know that they have a nation here. So when Europeans tell them go back to Africa, the most I tell them I can't go back to Africa because when you took my forefathers out of Africa, you separated us. So I don't know what tribe to go to. I don't know what country to go to. So you can't send me back. You can go back to you can't send me back to Africa.
Right.
You can't send me go back to Africa because where the hell am I going? Where did I belong to? Did I come from the Congo? Did I came from Ghana? Did I come from Liberia? Where did I come from?
Right.
You have to give me some paperwork. And you don't have no paperwork to me to see where I came from.
Right. Right.
But I can tell you to go back to Europe. I can tell you to go to Ireland.
Right.
I can tell you to go back to Germany.
Right.
I can tell you to go back to Poland. I can tell you to go back to Russia.
Right.
I can tell you to go back there because you came here as a visitor.
Right.
Understand? So when you brought me and you took away all my rights. So I really don't know where I come from.
Right.
So you can't, when you tell me go back to Africa, you can't tell me to go back to Africa because unless you give me some paperwork and show me where this is where you came from, this is where your great-great-great-grandfather came from, and this is your lineage. So we're sending you back over here to Liberia. Then it's fine. But you can't just tell me go back if you don't think go back to Africa. You can't tell me to go back there. All my paperwork.
Right.
Yeah, you lost all. So don't tell me that go back to Jamaica. I don't belong to Jamaica.
Right.
Don't tell me to go back to Trinidad. I don't belong to Trinidad.
Right.
I don't belong to St. Martin. I don't belong to St. Kitts. I don't belong there.
Right.
I came from the land of Canaan.
That's right.
Which is Israel today. I came from Canaan land. Right. Which is Israel today. That's where I came from.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I came from. So like I said, it's a tight thing that we into. Either way we go, we will be still. We need to start doing much better in our view of how we do things in this country.
Right.
Because it gonna get kind of hectic with us. It's getting kind of hectic with us. We especially in this new wave of these young people in our technology, and they going gentrification. They're moving us up completely out of the neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah, they coming with that bag of money and they're moving us out. They're moving us out.
Right.
And neighborhood that was predominantly black now is predominantly white.
Right.
Yeah. The young that we for last Saturday that he came here and we spoke about gentrification, and he said, is all about business, chief. It's about who got the money.
Right.
It's not about color. It's who got the money, and the landlords capitalizing on that.
Right.
Yeah. It's about who got the money, chief. Who got the money? Because right now those apartments going for $2,500, and the landlords jumping on that $2,500.
Right.
He don't want that $1,200 no more. You want that $2,500.
Right.
And us as a people, we not prepared for that type of onslaught.
Right.
We not prepared for that type of onslaught. So I said the reason why they're building up all these bunch of warehouses to put the furniture in, because they have something in mind already.
Right.
Everywhere you go, there's warehouse to put the furniture.
Yeah, they're building a lot of those storage places.
Yeah, all over your storage. And I said, well, why the hell they're building so much storage? Because they know a lot of people are going to lose their apartment.
Right.
They know what's going on already. They already know what's going on already. They're prepared for the onslaught.
Right.
We are the one that's chucking and jiving.
Right.
We are the one that's chucking and jiving and think everything is okay. Everything is not okay.
Right.
And the most I said is it's going to be a hard time for Israel, a hard time for Jacob, but out of it, Israel will stand. But it's going to be a hard time. It's going to get tough in this place.
Right.
It's not going to be a duck walk anymore. It's going to get tight here. It's going to get tight, and we as a people go out to fight against our own people.
Mm.
Yeah, because once it gets tight, our own people are going to get against us. Because
Right.
it's going to be a dog-eat-dog world.
Right.
Because, you know, let's face it, if you don't work, retire, and you don't work, and you see me go to the store with that $20 bill, then guess what? I'm a play.
Right.
Yeah, and we have to look up. We have to find a way to house our people in a place that they can be safe.
Right.
Yeah, that can be safe because a lot of violence going to take place in this country, and they know that they know that it's going to get tight here. And you know, we are the people. We will survive because we survive everything. It's one thing about us. We will jump that hurdle eventually. That's the good thing about us. We lose our job and we still dance and sing and have a good time and still love our wives. And we are that type of people. That type of people because, like I said, we blessed. I keep saying that, and let us know we are blessed because we God chosen. We
That's
are that
right.
type of people. No, I was explaining that to a lady in my job. I said, no human being, no country, no other people in the world, nobody could be a slave like the shadow slavery that we went through. And they beat you 39 lashes, that cracker in your back, and you still go home and love your wife. No man can do that. No other man can do that.
Right. That's right.
No other man can do that.
That's right.
Only the children of Israel can do that. Only we can do that. And the stress and the rest and pain. No other man can do that. Only we, the black man, can do that.
That's right.
Any other nation with a dwindle.
Right.
Any other nation with a dwindle say, me, David, don't touch me. But once mommy put that pork fat in a cut and anointed, it runs the kids.
Right.
Nobody can do that like us. Nobody not blessed like us to do all that goodness like us. Nobody. Right. We won't be 30% in this country if we wasn't strong enough to deal with that child slavery. And we got through it. We got through it. Right. We got through it. And they also us in jail every day. Right. Every day they put us in jail. They do anything to stop our growth.
That's right.
They need to understand that is not they doing, it's God doing.
That's right.
And they need to understand that it's the Most High doing, it's not they doing. They will propose, and God gonna be always disposed. Right. But it's good. I thank God that you're back in the saddle. Be glad to hear your voice again. Be glad to hear your voice again. We missed you last week like a son of a gun. I said, damn.
Told that to you. Hallelujah. Blessed be. Blessed be. So I'm gonna let you go.
I think everybody was out of place because nobody didn't know what to do.
It worked out. Everything worked out good, though. Everything worked out good.
It worked out good. It worked out good. You know, everybody was looking forward for you on the TV and the computer, and everybody going because everybody depended on that Friday to bring the Shabbat down.
Oh, right.
All you did was spoil us. That's all.
I thought what happened is I thought I would be able to connect down by my brother, and I couldn't figure out the connection with the computer. I figured it out like too late on Saturday night, like there was some problems going on with his internet with my computer. And then when I finally figured it out, it was too late. So
yeah.
In fact, I figured it out on Saturday morning where I was able to watch the services. But if I would have gotten it working, I definitely would have been on streaming live.
We came to the service and everybody was talking about it. Everybody like, damn, you believe that's people went to bed 6 o'clock. I said, you kidding me?
But I'll definitely be on again this week. So told I y'all for my safe return, and I'll be speaking to you, T. Hallelujah.
So that's all I have to say about that, my brother.
All right, T.
Thank you for calling me. And it is a pleasure bringing out some of the things that happening to us in this diaspora.
All right, Chief. Okay, so I'll speak to you. Shalom, shalom.
Okay. Shalom, shalom.
There you have it from the elder, Chief Kohath. So this time I think I'm going to wrap it up. We did about an hour and a half, so give everybody a chance to get into their little mood or to go watch or whatever, you know, how you get into it. If you don't watch, then that's on you. So thank you the Most High God once again for this time. Thank you for all that tuned in. May the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob be with you all. And I bid to you in the tongue of our ancient forefathers, Shalom Aleichem.